Hey guys, I'm Neil McT, and in today's video we're gonna look at how I sort of got lean in quarantine and why I was fat to begin with. So check it out. So I'll paint the picture. End of December 2019, I was 94-ish kg, which was pretty heavy for me. And I thought, okay, I'm gonna go and get a bod pod done. Now, for those who don't know what a bod pod is, we have a guy here in Ireland actually, George, brilliant guy, very clued in, very strong dude. And basically he has this submarine tank and you sit inside it and there's a couple of tests done. It takes a couple of minutes, literally takes a couple of minutes. And it measures your body fat percentage, your lean mass, and basically works out how much body fat you have and other things like your resting metabolic rate, which is quite interesting. But the main thing for me was just to get a bit of a before idea of what sort of shape I was in. Now going to the bod pod, as I say, I was 94-ish kg. I weighed myself at 94.1, I think, in the house. And I hadn't really lifted weights properly for a considerable length of time. So although I'm a personal trainer by trade, I've trained a long time, the last 4 years especially, I've been, well, maybe longer, been nearly 5, well, four plus years anyway. I've done a lot of jiu-jitsu, like a lot of jiu-jitsu. I was averaging maybe 10, 12 hours a week, doing the competitions and everything else. So I was carrying the standard broken fingers, twanged fingers. I'd hurt my back a couple of times, so I wasn't able to squat or deadlift the way I used to this last couple of years. I've pinged my hamstrings a few times in competition. They're a bit prone if I throw on some triangles and stuff. So basically at the end of 2019, I was 39 years old, probably the worst shape I'd been ever in recorded history. So I wanted to get in shape for my 40th, which was in April 2020. So I started leaning out a bit. So one of the big things with leaning out, if you're carrying body fat, is nearly that the fatter you are or the more body fat you have, the less you want to diet. So it always seems sort of counterintuitive. For me personally, I wasn't overly concerned with my physique this last couple of years. Like in my teens and 20s and even early 30s, it was a big part of life and my career. But the last sort of 10 years, I've been a lot more involved in like CrossFit-y type stuff, did some CrossFit, calisthenics, handstand stuff. So for hitting 40, I thought, you know what, I'm gonna get in shape again. I'm gonna make it a bit of a priority. But get in shape and be able to handstand and be able to do the calisthenics and have a low resting pulse and be able to grapple full steam with high level boys in the club. So in the past, fitness had been my life, whereas now as a dad, fitness sort of improves my life. And this is what I always say to clients and stuff, you know, the definition of success shouldn't be that you're in shape but you've had to live on chicken and rice 5 times a day and you have no life and you can't have a beer, you can't have a Chinese, you can't go out for a meal, whatever it is. I put a lot of emphasis on rehabbing my back, sorting my hamstrings out. One hamstring in particular would give me a bit of abuse. Broken fingers are always hard, just have to roll with the punches. But yeah, so I wanted to do a transformation without any diet and just not train for a photo shoot. So the photos that you'll see here, I'm actually using as a before photo for when I'm actually going full steam, which is now, and that'll be a later video. So yeah, let's have a look at the stats. So that was at the end of December. And for this, I was 91.7 kg, 14 odd stone, it's not quite 15. And that was fasted. So when you do a bod pod, you're not meant to eat for a couple of hours. So I think the night before, I probably had a meal and I didn't have breakfast. And then, so I ended up being a bit lighter. But I say I had been literally 94 kg that same weekend, I think. So you can see my weight drop here. I dropped to 77.3. On one of my bod pods actually, that was in between these two dates, I was actually down at 70, I think it was slightly lighter. And on my home scales, I was like 75 kg. Body fat there is sort of guts have halved. So generally 21.3%, you're carrying a bit of body fat there. Performance wise, you really want to be in the teens, and photo shoot wise, you want to be 10 or less, so it gives you good photo shoot photos. Now I came in this shoot at 12, or I came in this bod pod at 12.1, and I think that was because basically the only thing I did for these photos was in the last week. I was drinking a lot of water and I carved up a wee bit, and I don't know if that maybe threw the results a wee bit, because I was looking leaner there than when I was actually measured at 11% before. So it's one of those things. There's always be a wee bit of error in those machines. So body fat weight there was 19.5 to 9.3 kg. So I'd lost 10 kg of fat, which is the sort of textbook 2 pound a week. Again, this is without diet, and this was just me going back to some of my precision nutrition habits, organising some of my meals, having an air fryer actually from a veg, and but I was still eating all my pizza, still having takeaways, still having sweets, not overly concerned about it, just gradually. If the fat was coming off, then I was happy enough. And lean masses went up here. Basically, if you drop body fat, more of your body is lean mass. But what's quite interesting here, the last number is I've lost 4 kg of lean mass weight. Now, lean mass weight is basically the non-fat stuff. So muscle will be a big part of that, and glycogen and water, which is basically carbs stored in your muscle and liver. But so this is one of the worries with leaning out, and if you do it too fast. Now I was going at a slow rate here. Wasn't strength training the way I am now. It was a lot of calisthenics, but you don't want to lose that muscle, because if you lose muscle, it's dropping your metabolic rate a wee touch. 4 kg sounds like a lot of muscle loss as well, but a lot of that will be glycogen and water, because I'm just going from being 91 to 94 kg and eating a lot of food, and you're basically saturated, to then being in a calorie deficit and being a wee bit hollow and flat, I suppose, is the thought process there. So yeah, so this photo of me in my undies, apologies. The first one is in here with my up lights, because I have a different light on actually at the minute. So the first photo, I've showed it to people and they've went, oh, you don't look, I can't remember you looking that bad. So that first photo, I think I had a Chinese the night before, body hair, no tan, bit of a beard, and terrible lighting. So the before photo looked really bad, and then the after photo, although I hadn't done a lot of strength work like I'm back doing now, the photos were with Peter Bennett. I had a bit of a tan and stuff, so yeah, that makes a massive difference. So basically, in my future videos, if you like and subscribe, you'll see where I'm just pushing it a wee bit harder. So at the minute I am actually following, and if it fits your macro style approach, I'm a wee bit conscious of my overall calories. I'm being aware of my protein, carbs, fat. Still having pizza with a wife and all the rest of it, but yeah, just tidying up a wee bit. So these photos were as much just to see, okay, what do I look like? Because I'm 40 and I'm not a bodybuilder. I do a bit of fitness for fun, and I coach a bit of weights. So I wanted to do these photos to see, okay, can I be in shape at 40 and grapple and say be fit and all these other sort of things. And for my next photos in August, I thought, you know what, I'm gonna go a wee bit harder and see how it looks. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, I hope that was of a bit of interest. And yeah, if you like, subscribe and do all the stuff. The future videos I'll stick up. We'll go into, maybe we'll do an updated version of this. So